If you had asked me 6 months ago how I felt about Lauren, I would have said she was the love of my life, the woman I'd been waiting for. We met at a friend's party, the kind of night you don't expect much from. But there she was, fiery red hair, sharp wit, a smile that could cut through the noise. We talked for hours, and when the night ended, I knew I was done searching. Fast forward 2 years. We were living together in a loft downtown. She worked in marketing. I was a project manager for a tech firm. Life felt right. When I proposed, a sunset on the pier, just like she said she always dreamed of, she cried. Said yes. We kissed like the world was ours. I thought I'd won the jackpot, and for a while it felt that way. Wedding planning began. Lauren threw herself into it with this energy I'd never seen before. Venue tours, cake tastings, endless Pinterest boards. Every weekend was a new appointment, a new decision. I was happy to see her excited, until I started noticing things. It started small. Late-night texts with her phone, turn away from me. Work stuff, she'd say, too casual. Or the fact that she started meeting up with old friends more often. People I never seemed to meet. One night, I woke up at 2 a.m. and found her on the balcony, whispering into her phone. When I asked, she brushed it off. Kara's having a breakdown about her boyfriend again. You know how she is. I did. But Lauren wasn't that good of a liar. I shrugged it off. Told myself I was paranoid. We were planning a wedding, for God's sake. People get stressed. But paranoia only grows when you feed it. A week later, I got my confirmation. I was picking up Lauren's phone to check the time when a message flashed on the screen. Can't wait to see you tonight. I've missed this. Tyler, her ex, the one she'd sworn was ancient history. My stomach dropped. I scrolled up. The thread was explicit. Months of messages. Late-night meetups. Hotel room numbers. Everything. And me? I was in the background. The man buying floral samples while she rehearsed lies with Tyler. I felt sick. I didn't confront her right away. No, I wanted to know the whole truth first. Over the next few days, I watched, observed. While she picked invitation fonts, I watched her text him. While she picked wedding songs, she scheduled nights at yoga class, which I now knew meant cheap motel rooms off I-95. I wanted to believe it was just physical, a fling, some toxic nostalgia. But then I saw the message that broke me. I wish it was you at the altar. And her reply, maybe it still can be. I was done, but I wasn't about to let her walk away clean. I played along, smiled through cake tastings, paid deposits, let her think I was clueless, all while quietly canceling vendors one by one. And then I sent out an invitation of my own, a private engagement party, supposedly a surprise for Lauren, friends, family, and Tyler. I even invited her parents. The night of the party, everything was perfect. The lights, the music, the catered hors d'oeuvres. Lauren walked in, eyes wide. "What is this?" she asked. "Your surprise engagement party," I said, wrapping an arm around her. Figured I'd make it memorable. And then I handed her the envelope. She opened it. Photos, screenshots, printouts, every message, every hotel receipt, every damning proof. The color drained from her face, and the room went silent. Why would you do this?" she whispered. I leaned in close. "Because while you were planning our future, you were also planning your escape with him." She looked around, saw Tyler standing near the door, pale and frozen. Lauren stammered, tried to explain, trying to spin it. I let her talk, let everyone watch her unravel. And when she was done, I took off the ring and placed it in her hand. "Consider this the last thing you'll ever get from me." I walked out and didn't look back. It took a while to heal. The betrayal gutted me, more than I ever thought possible. But now, I see it as the best damn thing that ever happened to me. Because nothing's more freeing than knowing exactly who someone really is before it's too late. And trust me, I'm better off. I wish I could tell you that night was the end, that I walked away, healed, and never heard from Lauren again. But people like her, they don't vanish quietly. It started the next morning. A string of voicemails. Texts, emails. I messed up. Please, let's talk. It wasn't real with him. You're the one I want. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I ignored every word until she showed up at my apartment, at my office, at my damn gym, always with the same desperate look, eyes rimmed red, hair a mess, voice shaking like she was a victim. But I wasn't buying it. What finally broke me wasn't her begging. It was when Tyler called me. Yes, him. I didn't even know how he got my number. I thought you should know. She told me you hit her. My blood ran cold. What? I hissed. Yeah. Said you went crazy. That you've always been controlling. I could barely breathe. She told you that? Look, man, I don't want any drama. Just figured you should know what she's saying. Click. I stare at the phone like it might explode. It wasn't enough that she cheated, lied, betrayed. Now she was twisting the narrative? That's when I realized this wasn't heartbreak. This was war. I lawyered up, told my HR at work everything, just in case. Changed my locks. Started documenting everything, every message, every visit. I wasn't about to let a cheating ex ruin my career or my life. Lauren tried every trick in the book. Tears, apologies, gifts on my doorstep. Love letters slipped under my door. Then threats. If I can't have you, I'll make sure no one else will. I kept the police on speed dial. It took 2 restraining orders and a very public breakdown outside my office before she finally disappeared. Or so I thought. Months passed. I started moving on. Met someone new. A real woman, with honesty in her eyes and nothing to hide. And then one night, I got a message request on social media. From a fake account. A photo. Lauren. Holding a positive pregnancy test. Yours. My heart stopped. I stared at the screen, pulse racing. I hadn't touched her in months before the engagement blew up. It wasn't possible. And I knew it. I called her bluff. Nice try. Hope Tyler's excited to be a dad. She blocked me. I haven't heard from her since. It's been a year now. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd married her, if I'd ignored the signs, if I'd walked blindly into a lifetime of lies. But then I remind myself, the mask always falls off eventually. I got lucky. I saw the real Lauren before the wedding bells rang. And now, I wear the scars proudly. Because surviving betrayal doesn't make you bitter. It makes you bulletproof. I never responded to Lauren again after that fake pregnancy stunt. I blocked every number, every account. Told my friends, my family, warned them all. The last I heard, she left the city. Word is, she burned bridges with everyone, even Tyler. Funny how people like her always think they can outrun their reputation. As for me, I moved on. Slowly. Cautiously. I stopped believing in perfect love stories. But I started believing in myself again. I built something better. A life where trust is earned, not begged for. A life where red flags aren't ignored for the sake of a fairy tale.